Welcome out to another episode of It's All Been Done Radio Hour. We have a brand new segment for you this week called It's All Bend Theater. Before you hear that, please check out our parent network, It's All Been Done Presents, found at IABDpresents.com. It's got podcast, written work, video series, and more. One program on the network is Quarterly Book Club, which we call QBC. Why quarterly? Because books are long and you're busy, so you only have to read one book every 3 months. And then you can watch a video discussion at the end of the quarter on our YouTube channel. There have been many, many great books. We've done 2 full years of Quarterly Book Club at this point. We are currently on the 8th book in the club, which is Quackery, A Brief History of the Worst Ways to Cure Everything by Lydia Kang. So head on over to IABDpresents.com and check that out. You can also support us at patreon.com/IABD, which we'd really appreciate. Helps us make more great programming for you. And for a few dollars a month, you can actually access the It's All Been Done Radio Hour live shows about a year before they're on the podcast. They're not the nice edited versions, but you get that raw audio and you can catch up completely before our next live show. Speaking of live shows, we have to thank MadLab, our wonderful host site. We have a show coming up there on Saturday, November 10th at 5:30 p.m. That's next week. So come join us. And you'll get a brand new It's All Bend Theater. So it'll be our 3rd episode of that. Also, thank you to Circle 270 Media, who this podcast is a part of. Now enjoy It's All Bend Theater.
Our next feature tonight is It's All Bend Theater. Enjoy.
Good evening, and welcome to It's All Bend Theater. And as always, I'm your humble host, your savory servant, your generous guide, Sir Hubert Donald Rattigan Fievel Norwal, Esquire III. Tonight, I bring to you one of my absolute favorite stories, The Grasshopper and the Ants. Ironically, it was my dear Aunt Matilda who first introduced me to the beloved children's fable, though she far more resembled the former than any of the ants. She also ate a lot of those Keebler grasshopper cookies. But I do digress. The Grasshopper and the Ants is a narrative of different work ethics and personalities, a classic clash of cultures of the kind dating back to Babylonian times, or maybe even earlier. These two were quite the opposite of one another, but being neighbors, they were forced to find a way to carve out their own little lives in their own little ways. And so, without further ado, I present my superior version of the seminal classic, The Grasshopper and the Ants.
We begin our tale in the prettiest of meadows, at the awakening of blooms and babies. Winter has thawed, and we find ourselves among the smallest of creatures who dwell in nature.
Ah, what a glorious spring morn! The sun is high, the dew is drying on the verdant blades of grass, and I hear the lovely sound of a bluebird, close enough to enjoy, but far enough away that I do not need to cower in fear of being plucked from my home and savagely eaten.
Good morning, Mr. Grasshopper.
Why, if it isn't my new ant neighbors. It's actually pronounced Grasshopper. I don't think we've been formally introduced. What are your names?
I'm Adam Ant, and this is Ant.
Not very original last names, are they?
I beg your pardon?
Never mind. How do you like this fine neighborhood?
Well, we haven't lived here that long, but it looks like there's fertile soil and plenty of foliage. It could be a very nice home.
Yes, I quite agree. It sure was lucky that the Queen found such a lovely plot for us.
Queen, you say? No, I had no idea you insects were a monarchy.
Oh, absolutely. Queen Victorabeth Ant is our beloved ruler. She's the one that chose this spot for us to build a home upon.
Ah, so I have her to thank for the lovely seed basket.
Oh, yes. We all helped put it together, and it was her vision that made it a reality and brought it to your door.
So you mean she made you do all the work and she took all the credit?
Not at all. She's a quite...
He's getting our goat, Anne. Right? You were just joking around?
Sure, let's call it that. So, where are the two of you off to on a day such as this?
We are scouting the best spots for foraging and planting for the colony. Do you have any suggestions?
For foraging and planting?
Yes.
Oh, my dear Ant, a grasshopper such as I would never lower himself to such menial tasks.
How do you get your food, then?
Look around, there's no shortage of food. bountiful plenty all around us.
But what about in the winter, when things are scarce?
Oh, I manage. Well, don't let me hold you up.
What are you doing today? Would you like to join us?
Oh, no, dear girl. Where you are off to sounds dreadfully banal. I, on the other hand, plan to live life to the fullest and enjoy this finest of weather and scenic beauty.
Okay then. I guess we'll see you later.
What a tool.
As spring faded into summer, the ant colony worked hard, planting the seeds around the forest floor and storing their food they found in their expanding homes. Their reserves became quite full. Meanwhile, the grasshopper, on the other hand, did just as he said as he would, living life to the fullest, never letting a single chore get in his way when there was merriment to be had.
We'll blow the man up and we'll blow the man down. Hey, ho, blow the man down. We'll blow the man up and we'll blow the man down. Then give me some time to blow the man down. Oh, yes. Oh, boys, don't stop playing now. You were just getting warmed up.
Excuse me, Mr. Grasshopper.
It's pronounced Grasshopper. And who are you?
Well, sir, our esteemed Queen, Victorabeth Aunt, requests your presence at the table.
What?
Over there. The Queen wants to see you.
Well, it's about time she gave me the royal welcome. I'll be happy to meet her, if she's buying the beer, that is.
I'm sure she'll be delighted to purchase you a drink, sir.
You know, has anyone ever told you that you're awfully stuffy?
No, sir.
Well, they should. You're very, very stuffed full of it, whatever your name is.
Chauncy, sir.
Chauncy Ant, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
As I thought. You ants need some new surnames.
Yes, sir. The Queen.
Oh, yes, lead on, Chauncy, my stuffy man.
Very good, sir. May I present Her Majesty, Queen Victorabeth Aunt, ruler of the Suffolk East, District 7 Colony.
Well, that's quite a mouthful. Oh, and so are you, Queenie.
Excuse me.
Do not dare speak to our Queen this way.
Oh, I was just complimenting her. No need to be so touchy.
It's all right, Chauncy. Mr. Grasshopper.
It's pronounced Grasshopper.
My apologies, Mr. Grasshopper. I was wondering, what are your plans for this winter?
Plans?
Well, many of my aunts have reported that you've not been making preparations, gathering food and the like for the impending scarce season.
It's the middle of summer. Winter's eons away. Why would I be doing all that?
Do not take that tone with Her Royal Highness.
It's all right, Chauncy. What I mean is, we do not see you doing what we aunts do. So I was wondering what you do instead to survive.
Instead? Well, I have fun. I frolic. I drink. I sing. Well, that is when the band doesn't stop playing to take a bloody bathroom break.
Yes, but I assume that you have lived through winter before.
Oh, yes, I've seen a cold spell or two in my time.
And how did you make it through?
Why do you want to know?
Call it curiosity. You dwell near my kingdom, and I like to think that I keep an open mind. If we can learn something from you to make our lives easier, more efficient, I would certainly like to know what your secret is.
Oh, well, no big deal, no big secret. I never had any trouble finding enough to eat in the winter.
That cannot be true.
Well, it is. There's plenty around here.
Forgive our astonishment, but where we have lived previously, not so far from here, the cold months bring death to most life, a barren forest. Is it that different here?
Well, it is for me. I don't know about for you all. There's so many of you, it might not be so easy. I only have myself to feed.
That is an excellent point. However, if you do find some extra...
I will be sure to share it with you.
See, Chauncy, he's not a bad fellow.
Yes, quite.
Now, do you play through the frigid months as you do now?
More or less, probably a bit less, but I've been known to have a bender or two in December.
Delightful! Perhaps you could come to our colony and engage in entertainment with us on one of those chilly nights.
My Queen!
Chauncy, we must extend hospitality to our neighbours, especially those who seem to bring a good time with them wherever they go.
An astute observation, Your Majesty. I would be delighted to accept your invitation.
Splendid.
Well, yes. I will make preparations.
Preparations?
Oh, yes. I'm afraid our ceilings are too low for you normally, but we will adjust some chambers to accommodate you.
Well, I look forward to it very much.
Summer turned to fall, and fall to winter. It wasn't long before the icy winds made the ground hard and frozen. Birds flew south, but the grasshopper...
It's pronounced grasshopper.
And the ants stayed snug in their underground caverns.
Oh boy, Adam, I love the holidays.
You said it, Anne. Ant Christmas is my favorite. We drink ant eggnog and eat ant figgy pudding. It's just the best.
Don't forget the wonderful ant carols. Those are my favorite part.
Is the decorating complete yet?
Almost.
Well, we must hurry. The Queen's honored guest is about to arrive.
It'll be done, Chauncy. Don't worry.
Hey, Chauncy, has anyone ever told you you're stuffy?
I do not believe so.
Well, you are. Lighten up!
Be kind, Adam. He's just doing his job.
Thank you, madam. I'm going to fetch the Queen. You finish preparations for the party.
Okay, Adam, if you'll just hang the ant mistletoe by the door, I'll string the last of the ant tinsel, and then we'll be all set.
No problem, Anne.
Oh, he's here.
Let's hope he's not so insufferable this time.
Just get the door.
Merry Christmas! Oh my, your decorations are quite lovely.
Thank you very much, Mr. Grasshopper.
Oh, you remembered, Anne. Thank you, my dear.
And you remembered my name. I'm impressed. There are an awful lot of us.
Yeah, but it's not like we all look alike or anything.
Can we take your coat?
Yes, yes. Oh, and is that ant eggnog I see? Oh, I do enjoy the stuff.
You do?
Why is that so surprising, Adam, my boy?
I've never met a non-ant that likes ant eggnog.
Oh, well, you'll find I'm a rather cultured fellow.
Here's your nog, Mr. Grasshopper.
Thank you, Anne.
May I present Her Royal Highness, Queen Victorabeth Ant.
Hello. It is wonderful to see you all in your holiday finery, and I'm so glad that you could join us, Mr. Grasshopper.
It's my pleasure, Your Majesty. This is quite a lovely spread.
Thank you. My kitchen staff went all out. It should be quite scrumptious.
The Queen has requested you sit at her table, Mr. Grasshopper.
Oh, well, I'd be delighted.
Adam and Anne, since you organized the party, you were also invited to dine with the Queen.
Oh, my.
What an honor!
What is the first course tonight, Chauncy?
Why, my Queen, it is a delectable walnut soup with pine sap swirl.
Wonderful. Please serve it now.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Oh, the smell is simply divine.
I agree. Chauncy, why did you not bring Mr. Grasshopper a bigger dish? Is he not considerably larger than us?
My apologies, Your Highness. I will see if we have a more appropriately sized bowl at once.
Oh, that's not necessary.
I insist.
It's only proper you eat out of an appropriate dish.
Yes, but you see, I won't be partaking in the soup.
Oh, no? Do you not like it? Oh, I should have consulted you before setting the menu. My apologies.
There are other courses, Anne, dear. He's bound to like some of them.
Well, I have everything I need right here.
What do you mean?
He just bit off Chauncy's head!
But grasshoppers don't eat other insects.
True, but I am not a grasshopper.
But you said your name was Mr. Grasshopper!
Grasshopper, and that's my name, not my species. I am a locust.
Most locusts don't eat other insects either.
I am not most locusts.
My Anne! You monster! How could you?
Well, it's simple, like this.
The horror! How dare you come into my home and do this to us?
Because, you fool, this is how I survive the winter.
But,
I've been hinting at it from the moment we met. It's not my fault that you're all too dense to see the signs.
We trusted you.
Your mistake. I think I'll save you for a spring snack, Queenie. You're too fat to run away, and since you kindly widened your tunnels, I have plenty of selection in the meantime.
You!
Yes, me, Mr. Grasshopper. So, that is the story of the grasshopper and the ants. The moral, as you may have guessed, is don't make assumptions about people, and certainly do not invite anyone into your home that has not had a thorough background check, especially when they seem shady. Until next time, I have been Sir Hubert Donald Rattingham Fievel Norwal Esquire the Third, and this is Itsahlbend Theatre. Good night, sleep tight, and don't let the bedbugs, or grasshoppers for that matter, bite.
That's all, folks.
Itsahlbend on Radio Hour number 149. Itsahlbend Theater number 1, The Grasshopper and the Ants. Starred Shane Stefanchik as Hubert and the Grasshopper. Karen Perta as Anne. Jason Dahmer as Adam. Keith Jackson as Chauncy. Rebecca Horseman as Queen Victorabeth. Nathan Haley, Samantha Stark, Wendy Parks, Kristin Green, and Virgil von Hartzel as ants. As always, it was narrated by Chris Allen, and Foley artist is Seamus Talty. This episode was written by Jerome Wetzel and directed by Nick Arganbright. Huge thank you to Shane for filling in on the day of the show when a snowstorm kept Dan Kondo, who was supposed to play Hubert, trapped 2 hours away. Not his fault, but big thank you to Shane, who jumped in at the last minute and just rocked the part. Our show's technical director is Shane Stefanchik. Our music director is Kristin Green, who also did the opening credit music for this segment. Our regular theme songs are composed by Nathan Haley. Our vocal coach is Karen Perta. Story consultant Nick Arganbright. Script editors Keith Jackson and Shannon Marie Watts. Please check out our website. It's allbeendoneradiohour.com, which includes a wiki where you can look up segments and episodes and characters and all that great stuff. It's still in progress. If you're a fan of the show, help us edit that wiki and get it more fleshed out. And support us at patreon.com/IABD, which if you do that enough, then we can afford to pay somebody to help us with the wiki, and then we don't need your help filling it out. So either one of those would be greatly appreciated. Have a great week.
Our next feature tonight, Itsahlbend Theater. Wait a minute. Our next feature tonight is Itsahlbend. Yep. Our next feature tonight is Itsahlbend Theater. Enjoy. Meanwhile, the Grasshopper, on the other hand,
Grasshopper. Sorry. Sorry. No, you did it right, Chris. Leave it alone.
Did I?
You did it correctly. Ignore me.
Okay, I'll take my headphones off. On the other hand, wait, you lost my place, Dad.
It's All Been Done presents.
Who's got the time?